Alright, I just got the dailies back. I'm not seeing...
How do they do that?
The stage makeup. Where... I'm not... What... Did we do that?
How do they do that? No. This is incredible. Have you seen this?
Yeah. So when are we doing the stage makeup?
It's just such a good idea. I mean, you see that? What, like, wow!
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Wait, okay. Now you can see it. You see it?
I've seen it. This is a movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're doing that.
But this is a movie. It's a feature film.
You obviously haven't even seen this. I mean, it looks so good.
Cat. Sorry. So Cats is written by Lee Hall, Tom Hooper, and Andrew Lloyd Webber, and is based off of the musical by T.S. Eliot. It's directed by Tom Hooper, and it stars Francesca Hayward, Idris Elba, Judi Dench, Ian McKellen, Rebel Wilson, James Corden, and Jennifer Hudson. Yeah, Taylor Swift is in it for like one scene. So, whatever. You can't expect me to remember everybody's name. I can barely remember the name of all my socks. So yeah, Cats. People have been clawing this thing apart. And for what? Well, there's literally two things in this movie that are so horrendous that it might deserve this kind of treatment. But even then, it is such a shame that Ian McKellen and Judi Dench have to pay the price. Because it's not their fault. And even then... I'm gonna say it. This isn't a bad movie. It's a really good movie that is unfinished. Let's get into the deets.
Characters.
These are well-distinguished characters that, honestly, for the most part, I didn't really care about. But it's not the writing's fault. It's some other thing, or things that I'll discuss later. But kind of like in The Rise of Skywalker, when there's this one thing that's distracting you, it's kind of hard to focus on the important stuff. That being said, there are parts that I really cared. Like, everything with Jennifer Hudson was beautiful. I really sympathized with her character. You know, particularly during her solo number. So good.
Acting.
Okay, you've got Ian McKellen and Judi Dench. They're brilliant. Ian McKellen, his cat has this thing where he has to touch everything that he passes, aka my cat. And Judi Dench is just royalty, aka every cat. Everyone else is good. Except her, Francesca Hayward. This is her face the entire movie. The whole movie. Yikes. She alone made me want to go home and rethink my life. 10 minutes in, I was like, have a different expression. You're doing it wrong. Just don't. Stop it. That was the first thing wrong with this movie.
Story.
Okay, naysayers. Many critics have complained that there is no plot. No. Don't let the distractions win. Let the distractions flow through. Punch that nonsense in the face. Listen, I listened to the songs. I enjoyed the songs, and guess what? I knew exactly what was happening. The Cats had arcs with progression in the story. Those arcs had to do with acceptance, which is why I loved Jennifer Hudson's character so much. She started here, I wanted this to happen, and when it did, it felt great. Sure, with the other characters, there wasn't a whole lot going on, but she was the center of the story, and the writers focused on her, and they succeeded. So boom, great story. Enough with the naysayers.
Predictability.
It's just simply irrelevant.
Morale.
Acceptance is a tough lesson to teach in movies, because you need pure, relentless power behind whoever's delivering it. Jennifer Hudson, man, she brought it. Sure, the movie would have benefited from better supportives, but heck, even some of the other cats had moments where they were communicating this message clearly and significantly. However...
Extra.
Oh, gosh. I've never been one to really care that much about special effects. I believe that in modern film, it's one of the least important parts. It's just so superficial these days. But I mean, in my films, yeah, special effects are going to look indistinguishably realistic. But in a day and age where, you know, movies don't really seem to care all that much, why should I? Well, here it is. These are the worst special effects I have ever seen in modern film. Period. Like, yikes. From the first moment I saw a cat, I was like, oh, whoa, what is that? What is that? What is happening? It was so distracting. I mean, I couldn't believe it. They literally took CGI dancers and then just copy-pasted actors' faces on them. I don't know if that's actually how they did it. It certainly looked like it. I mean, just imagine this face plastered onto a CGI dancer. I'm not kidding. 10 minutes in, I was done. Then she sang, and I was like, okay. Like, you don't believe me, but I wish I was joking, but like 2 days after its release, the studios sent out an update. They sent out an update to the graphics, the CGI. It's not an Xbox game, it's a movie. Yeah, like an update was sent to the theaters, or an updated version of the movie with better special effects. I haven't seen that version, but it's that bad. Guys, it's a good movie with horrendously unfinished special effects. I mean, at least they got Ian McKellen and Judi Dench finished. It just sounds wrong. Got them finished? Like they're video game characters? Bless their souls. But this movie, like every other movie, at least deserved to be treated fairly. And the fair analysis is a lot of good acting in a well-written play and a terribly unfinished film. I'm putting this little guy at number 123. I know that some of you are probably thinking that the list is a little unbalanced. Well, you're right. It's hard to maneuver 700 movies in a list and, have them all stay where they're supposed to stay. Which is why you're probably going to see this little notification that shows up on the website. That is for realsies. At the beginning of the new year, it'll be good. Remember to keep an eye on the movies that you care about in the list because they're gonna change. Nothing drastic. My review still is a perfect indication of whether I liked or didn't like a movie, but the ratings will be more accurate. As for this movie, should you give it a chance? Yeah, I guess, since they sent out an update. Okay, so there's a couple of new releases. Now on to more important things. My next review will be Rocketman next week, which is one of 8 Passengers' favorite movies. Remember those peeps? Yeah, hi. What'll be interesting is that this is one of my wife's family's most favorite movies of all time. This will be a tough one, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you guys once again for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell on the side, and I will see you next time on MovieSlayer. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.